Good morning, traders. Sasha here. It's May 14th and it's 6:57 in the morning. The market's just opened and we are looking at quite a few stocks today. I'm going to start with AirCanada. Quick disclaimer that this is just how I see the markets. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities. We're gonna go through a couple of different airlines to see how they're doing. Then we're gonna check on Tesla. Tesla is coming to a very interesting area at $4.99. The price fell almost halfway. And then we're gonna check all the Canadian banks. And the last, we're gonna see how the weed stock is performing at the moment. So let's get started. A few weeks ago, that would be 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, we got this beautiful signal here on AirCanada, the rejection of $24. And after that, the top was broken and the market was supposed to move on. Unfortunately, AirCanada announced quite a few things that did not work out in their favor. So at the moment, we are stuck in this kind of this symmetrical triangle here. Where the price is basically not going anywhere at the moment. Let's take a look at the daily. This is what's going on AirCanada. That pin bar that started from here, okay, it's still valid. The top of the pin bar was broken and we are still in a trade if you have taken the trade. And then we started doing this kind of a dance, this limbo here, okay, and basically we are in this kind of a wedge where the price is contained. And when the price is contained like this in these kind of situations, right, when it starts really strong and it starts slowing down and basically starts squeezing more and more, what I'm expecting to do into today's day, this is just an expectation until I see that it's done. We'll not going to be able to judge it, but I expect it to break out onto this side here. And as soon as it breaks out, if it breaks out, let's say like this, on Monday, I could have a little, let's say a retest of this top of the wedge, and then we can have a move on into this market in a positive again. Again, with AirCanada, a lot of things are happening. Well, you can see here, economic announcement here that it was very negative. And then right after that, market, after giving us this beautiful engulfing bar to re-enter the market, if we didn't take the pin bar to get in, unfortunately, started going sideways. The investors were not interested yet into fully invested in this market. So I'm more interested now onto this daily candle to see how it's going to close. It can go basically sideways and then just breaks out. Okay, it's just the way things work, and we can see basically exactly how this whole thing is basically slowly squeezing into this final moment where it's going to break out. And that's just the way how the market works. Basically, we had a beautiful entry on a weekly chart, which was a pin bar like this. Okay. And then we had this a little bit of profit here. All right, and then the market went into this limbo, waiting for this probably economic announcement to be made. And then we had another re-entry, beautiful engulfing bar, both perfect entries. That's a school example of entries into a technical trading. However, markets sometimes move in weird ways, and investors see the opportunities in a different light than we. So this area of $24 is still very, very valid. Both signals are super valid. There are no issues with the signals so far. We are waiting to see what's going to happen today. We started nicely in the positive at the moment, and we'll see what happens by the end of the day. All right, as I mentioned this morning, I'm just going to do the quick follow-up here on AirCanada. Let's see what happened today. Patience is the virtue. Both signals were totally valid on the weekly and the daily charts. And as we can see, as our evidence was showing that the bulls were located at this $24 area. And after 1 week of going pretty much sideways and receiving another nice, beautiful signal here on Monday, we had this sideways move and then finally breakout, as I mentioned this morning. I just didn't finish the video because I was waiting to see what's going to happen. And as I said, these kind of squeezes of the price always end up in this kind of situation. Basically, market breaks out, and it breaks out with a full force because the area that's being protected, as you can see, these highs right here, that the price was just touching. People have their stops above these areas, right? And once price breaks out, these stops are getting taken out, and then more stops are being taken out the faster the price moves into that direction. So take a look at here as we are approaching that area. So I marked this symmetrical triangle here. We can see that the market is making higher lows, okay, and it made a higher high, and then a lower high, and a lower high, and a lower high again here, and then finally when this one was broken here this morning or today during the day, I didn't see when exactly happened, and then the market just took off. And where do we stop? Well, take a look at here. This is going to be a problematic area here, $26, and the market stops right there at that area here. So once again, this $24 has been proven to be a bullish area here, and as I explain all the time, you have to be patient with the trades. You cannot just think that the trade is going to work out that moment. When you see the signal, you place the trade, and the next day you are like $50,000 richer. Sometimes it does work that way, but in most of the cases the market will go just sideways like this, and then it will create these kind of shapes. These are called symmetrical triangles, or wedges, as they call them. Wedge, right? This is a wedge, and basically market is it makes a move, and then it starts squeezing in and squeezing in, and once the price is squeezed too much, it just breaks out. And exactly, if we are looking to go long, we know the market is bullish, so that's what we get today after breakout with this beautiful bullish move, and then we get to this $26, and then that's the end of the day today. So this is a quick update on AirCanada. I don't want to go too far with this, but this is how the trading goes. So you have to have a patience. Patience is one thing that you have to do, and let the market does what it does best. Okay, you can only do as much. We can only find the trend, we can find the support resistance areas, and we can find the signals, but the rest is on the market, because we are not the market movers. Only huge banks and investing companies are the ones that are moving the stocks, not our little people. We are just trying to take advantage of these moves, and that's exactly what happened today. And there you go. Both signals worked out perfectly. You can see this is United Airlines, and we can see how the market's basically after the huge profitable couple of years, right? It's just slowly, steadily climbing right there. Now you have this beautiful 3 pin bars. They're kind of pointing where it needs to go. However, not in the right place. Not in the right place. I mean, you could take this one in consideration if I would move this here, but these areas are marked on the chart for the reason from the previous monthly charts. But if I would do it here on a weekly, we can see the rejection here. So this was a top, and the rejection inside bar, and then pin. Well, this is inside pin bar, and then another pin bar today, and basically market going sideways, same as AirCanada. Not much happening there. We're looking at the American Airlines. It's having a problem, same as pretty much the exact picture of the United Airlines. We have this long-term trend line that was coming down, and then we found the bottom, and finally we started kind of be moving into the positive over there. Market is following kind of this little trend line here, and but pretty much the same picture here as the United. We had basically we have this sideways movement, not going pretty much anywhere at the moment. What I'm looking at is this 25.38 area, if it's possible to break out of there. We are looking at the British Airways, and pretty much the same picture here. We are just basically going sideways. They're even worse than all the airlines, all the other airlines, because if you take a look at here, we have this huge box where the market is contained. Basically, it's going nowhere. It's just going sideways. And until something major develops in the market, or COVID-19 vaccinations are finished, or no movements for the airlines over there. We are looking at the Lufthansa, and pretty much the same picture here. We broken out here. We are now in the buy zone. We are above this trend line here. We are above this resistance. However, if you look at it, the market is just moving sideways, and this is on a weekly chart. For quite a few weeks, we are not going anywhere. Basically, it's just indecision in the market because of this COVID-19. Nobody's flying, and airlines are not making any money. Tesla is very interesting to look at today. We are looking at the weekly chart here, and finally this long-term trend line, the only trend line that we have, basically is broken. We thought it's going to hold it here at 653. Unfortunately, I think the Chinese market is making a huge problem and huge impact to Tesla. So Tesla is coming down now to this 499 area, which I always wanted it to see after this huge breakout. I'm telling you always that these kind of breakouts are never sustainable. Like that fast growth, it just doesn't work that way. Anyways, regardless, it's coming down here. It's pretty much at this tiny support at 554. I want to see it here at $500, and then it would be nice to see a nice buy-in signal to go long on Tesla. Royal Bank continues on. We are still in a positive, still moving forward. We had this inside bar here after this a little correction at $115, and now it's at 121.76. As you can see, we had a breakout, and that beautiful breakout started when put the market going a little sideways. We had a little bit of a retest here on the top, and then market just started moving in the positive, and we can see how basically after he came back here, we just broke out here. We had a little retest, and I think we had a signal on the 4-hour chart. Regardless, we started moving slowly into positive, and there we go. And then we came to this point here, as you can see, this high here, this candle here, retesting it. Let's mark it so we can have something to fall back onto. Okay, so we came very close. This one retested it, one tested it, and this one retested it. We had an inside bar here, and also continuation of the move. So Royal Bank is cruising very, very nicely. TD finally had a breakout, and take a look. Very nice breakout. We had this beautiful engulfing bar here. Well, this one broke out, and then after top was broken here, we are just, so after this consolidation here, this level here, we had this beautiful engulfing bar, this one here, and then after the top of that engulfing bar was broken, we are in the positive zone. So this was 84.36. We are sitting at 87.66. Again, a word of caution that this stock hasn't been here before. So how far can it go? It's still non-measurable for us. So we need to see something like on the Royal Bank, these little kind of resistance and support levels that we can kind of fall on for the later. We are looking at the Bank of Nova Scotia. Again, we are moving slowly, but we are moving towards the resistance at 80.94. So scratch trade, as I explained last time, not really anything for us to look at over there. Bank of Montreal. Bank of Montreal is doing very well here. Okay, so we had a breakout here. This is on a weekly chart, and the market just took off from there. Let me see if anything happened interesting on a daily chart that we can kind of fall onto. Yeah, so we had a breakout here, and then we had a pin bar right there, and then after that we took off. You can see the pin bar right here, so retest, and then this was all happening inside this bar here. Okay, inside this bar, the pin bar was here, and you could have taken a trade either from this break of the pin bar or from the break of this candle here that broke it out, okay, and then moved on. All right, so, and if you missed that trade, the stop here, let's mark it. If you missed that trade here, you had this move going sideways. We came up to the here, and then once we came back to retest that area here, we got this beautiful tweezer bottom here, basically two equally length candles, one coming from the top, basically seller's candle, and then a bullish candle. And then once the top is broken, which was broken with this candle here, this little one here, and the market just took off. So that's basically BMO of Montreal, Bank of Montreal, and we are still in a very good positive area there. We are looking at the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. I'm going to mark this top because that was the important top here, and take a look what happened there. Let's just mark them both because that is more significant than one. Okay, so let's take a look. So we had a breakout right here. Market came down, retested, 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 and then we have boom. We get this beautiful engulfing candle, right there. There's a signal right there. Break of the top, market moves on. So breakout, pullback, signal, move. That's basically what it is, and we have a trend because we can see that the market is going in the positive basically. So all three signals collided there, and that's it. That's what it is. For Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, we are looking at the Manulife Financial on a weekly chart. Nothing's happening at the moment here. We could wait for this area to bounce off if we were to buy into this market. I was expecting some kind of a breakout here. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. If we look at this peak, this peak, this peak, everything matches to this one as well, this one here. So as the market is coming down, 24.74 would be an interesting area to buy in, to go to 27.68 area. So that's basically what's happening on Manulife Financial. We are looking at the Imperial Oil, and look at that move. It just after the breakout, the market just flies. We know the oil is going very well into the positive at this point of time. So there's nothing unusual to this level, except to this stock, except we can take a look at here. These would be the areas around there. This would be the area around there. Let me just squeeze a little bit here and take a look. Yeah, so this is the highest the price went over there. The price that closed actually went over there. It matches here, 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 here. So basically this will be kind of a target at 39.68 to see how the market is going to react once it comes to that area. All right, and then moving on, we are on the weed. Canopy Growth Corporation. I was expecting more support at the $30 level. It was right here. Because market bounced here. It was here previously in the past. Unfortunately, it was rejected once, and then this week it just dropped down. Nothing bad with that. Like, I mean, we are getting a better price to get in, same as on the Tesla. This will be on the 4th of August 2020. The market stalled at 2650 area. We have a rejection here, and a breakout. So we are sitting right there at that area. Also, this little kind of a trend line that's coming this way. If that area here, we have some kind of a collision and an interesting signal to re-enter. Then we can look into buying into this market. Unfortunately, at this point of time, it's just falling, and the bears are definitely in control at this point of time. So this is how I see the market here this morning on May 14th. This is Sasha. Thank you for subscription. Thank you for your likes. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy your weekend.